All right, what is going on, everybody? How are all of you doing today? We have another live stream coming at you. Should be a really fun one. We got a lot of people hanging out already. I'm gonna try to get all of my chats on the screen right now. I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm gonna try it, but we're gonna see. We are actually, for the first time ever, streaming to 4 different places today. We're actually streaming to Facebook Live now as well. So let me see. Is this gonna work? That'd be so cool if this works. A screen. Oh, maybe it might work. Chris over on Facebook, what is going on? How are you doing? And it looks like Ricky's showing up. That's fantastic. Alex is showing up. There we go. The chat is prime. We are set. What is going on? We have everything fully lined up. How are you guys doing? Sorry for that little bit. I wanted to make sure I had all the chats on. I think I figured out how to do it, luckily. Shout out Restream. You guys are the absolute goats. But we are live on Twitch, on TikTok, on YouTube, and now on Facebook Live for the first time ever. And Chris is the very first person to show up on Facebook Live. So what is going on, Chris? How are you doing? So if you are new here, what we do in these streams is we talk everything and anything bowling. It's a full Q&A session talking about any new news, any new bowling balls, a little bit of literally everything that goes on in the bowling world. So if you don't like what you're watching, like the format of the screen, we have different ways. We have vertical on TikTok. We have horizontal on most everything else. We have vertical on Facebook too, I think. I think it's technically horizontal, but yeah, you can watch it on your phone at least. But let me get TikTok kicked off because I did not do that. Let's see. Bowling ball Q&A there. And we are now also live on, oh, no, that's from last time. We are also live on TikTok. There we go. All right, so I'm going to catch up with everything going on in the chats right now because we got a lot of people hanging out already. Thank you, everybody who's hanging out so far. Let me first start off over here. So we had James being the first one in chat today. James, what's going on? Can never have too many bowling balls. Brooks, we helped with a question. You built a new ball rack. Could you do a quick arsenal, put them in order on the shelf? Oh boy. EJ Jackal's the earliest. You have a lot of balls. Actually, it would go Venom, EJ Venom, Jackal, Evoke Hysteria, 3D Offset, Equinox, or Identity, Thrill. Ugh, there's a lot there. Somewhere around there, Brooks. Somewhere around there. Grumpa, what's going on? I forgot about being Wednesday, headed to a baseball game. Hey, all good, all good. Have fun at the game. Should be a really good time. Hey, thank you, Maddie, for the heart me and the goat over on TikTok. What is going on? Ricky, what is happening? Good to see you. Too Tall, hanging out again. We got the Tall Bowlers Club jumping in. Mary, are you coming to Junior Gold? I am not coming to Junior Gold because I was gone last week for the True Amateur Tournament. I don't think I'll be able to get even more time off to be able to make it to Junior Gold. I really, really thought about going this weekend for like Thursday through Sunday to go to like the trade show and things like that, but I don't think I'll be able to make it, unfortunately. But it is Junior Gold week, so that should be a really, really fun time for a lot of people. So it's always good to see. Everyone always loves Junior Gold week. All right, I gotta check. Is our Twitch working? Yes, Twitch is working. Okay, we're good. Let me know if anything doesn't sound or look good on any of the platforms, by the way. We're doing this to a lot of different places. On my side, it looks like everything's working just fine, but if anything sounds bad or looks bad or is laggy, anything like that, please let me know. But let's see, let's keep going. Johnny, what's going on? I got my Ion Pro Solid. Should I keep it box finish or take it down? I'd recommend taking it down to 3000 grit. That ball's overall better when it's dull instead of shiny. Shiny is okay. It's better for house shots, but in general, the dull is a little bit better, in my opinion. Brooks, I don't technically know where to slot the 2 Storm and 1 Hammer into the Motive slots. Motive makes it easy, but don't know where the 3 fit. And that is why we have all of those ball guides, is to actually showcase where the bowling balls fit. So if you check out any of our guides, Brooks, we have a video for as many of them that you can see or think of on there. Otherwise, let's see. Who are we missing right now? Tyler took a gamble and bought 2 Bowlers Mart any brand bowling balls. Are they worth it? Well, by any brand, it is almost always a Brunswick bowling ball and generally one that just got discontinued. So I would place a large bet that you're going to get one of those 5 bowling balls that just got discontinued, like the Scorpion, what else? The Atlas, the Crusher, Mantra, or the Pure Envy. I guarantee it's going to be one of those bowling balls. That's kind of how those things operate, is you just pretty much get peppered with whatever the old stuff is. You might get lucky, get a motive ball, get a storm bowling ball, but they're so rare. In my opinion, it's about 90% Brunswick, 8% storm, and then 2% motive is what I've seen. Except for the Raptor Rush. That one actually comes quite a bit. Drink of the day, by the way, we're getting through our bubbler pitaya berries. Basically dragon fruit. Still pretty good. Amazon Prime has some crazy deals right now for energy drinks and drinks like this. So I got to go ham tonight on buying a lot of stuff. So my wallet is not going to like me very soon. It's going to be great. Let's see. Jim, I finally caught a live. Hey, great to see you here, Jim. Ricky just bought the Rattler NU. You had the new blue and ended up hating it. It didn't hook enough. So you hit it with surface and it hit like a pillow. Yeah, the Rattler wants to have more surface on it. However, it's not much stronger than a new blue, but it is definitely stronger because of that bigger core. So I think you'll notice a pretty good size difference. James D, what's up? And then Chris, will the Super Clutch get further down the lane than the Max Thrill Hybrid? Yes, it will. In my opinion, it'll get like maybe a foot or two. It is a little bit cleaner, a little bit sharper than that Max Thrill Hybrid, especially if you take off the polish of both bowling balls. And once you take the polish off of that hybrid, it hooks really early. So that's something to keep in mind. James, love my Rattler NU. Shot my highest score on house last year with it. Oh, nice. The NU balls are actually really good for house for zero reason. Like, they were made to be good on sport, and then they just kind of suck on sport and are better on house shots. Very big oopsie when putting out that ball. It's good, it worked, but the Rattler NU stayed around for like 5 months or something just dumb before it got discontinued. So sales probably didn't showcase that it worked very well. Probably not. Ricky, love the live streams. Great work. Hey, thank you, Ricky. Appreciate it. Alex Catrone, what storm ball would you pair with the Identity? The Identity is like a very stereotypical shiny angular ASIM. So I'd pair it with like a medium smooth ball, like a Rockstar, a Phase 2, Summit Ascent, a dull Ion Pro Solid, something like that is going to be best to pair with it so that you have a solid counterpart that isn't an ASIM. I feel like you shouldn't, if you only have 2 bowling balls, I wouldn't recommend 2 ASIMs. It's just, if ASIMs don't work for you, then you're really out of luck if you end up doing that. RJ, what's going on? Alex, thank you for doing these streams. Absolutely, Alex, absolutely. Good fellow, just got the new Ion Max. Rev dominant, should I go pin up or pin down? You might want to go pin down, lower those flare rings a little bit, let that ball get a little further down lane and be a little bit weaker. Might be best. All right, let's jump over to TikTok quick. Bowling Milk, Dark Side drilled and thrown out. What do you think about it, Milk? What do you think? Hey, Gabriel, what's going on? Something to entertain myself for a bit. What's going on, Gabriel? Good to see you. Domino, what would be a good smooth hooking pearl ball? There's going to be a lot of options for you. Zen 25 is probably going to be one of the smoother ones on the market, and that's usually my personal recommendation because that ball is one of the best pearls on the market, in my opinion. So that's always a good choice. Matty Nitro, what's up, man? Max Thrill or Super Clutch to pair with a Hysteria or Venom Shock? Max Thrill or Super Clutch to pair with a Hysteria and Venom Shock? I would go Super Clutch. The Max Thrill, if it's Max Thrill Pearl, that could also work. That and the Super Clutch are fairly close. But if it's any of the other Max Thrills, I would just go with a Supra. Go with the Supra, it's a little easier. The new one does sound really good. It's not getting much publicity because it's a weak ball and it's summer and Motive hasn't really done much for advertising for it. I don't think they care too much about how that ball sells is the way it seems. Summer releases, they usually don't care as much. It's usually once you get into August, September that they start amping up marketing. But I've seen like 2 ball reviews on that Super Clutch. It's kind of weird. And I don't know why there have been so few. Motive just doesn't have many people ball reviewing their stuff right now, which is kind of unfortunate. Hog Rider, Ion Pro is my favorite, but my ball up is the Harsh, which is too big. What's a good mid-ground? Phase 2. Definitely the Phase 2. Rockstar if you don't want that. Maddie, also Gremlin, a good ball in between the Star and the Road Warrior. Actually, no, I think it hooks a little more than an Ascension Star. It's a little too close to the Star at the end of the day to warrant both of them. They do have different shapes. They do different things, but if you only have 3 bowling balls, 4 bowling balls, you don't need both. You only need one or the other. Definitely only need one or the other. All right. We're going to take a quick pause. If you haven't, make sure to like the stream, especially if you're over on TikTok. It helps the channel an absolute ton. All you have to do is double tap your screen, but otherwise on any of the platforms, if you want to like it, it's really appreciated. Otherwise, drop a follow or a subscription on whatever platform you're on. It's the easiest way to support the channel. Then you can get notified for any new bowling stuff that goes live. Arsenal builders, new ball news, bowling news in general, anything and everything bowling. Then you can be one of the first to be able to see it. Just like our beloved Copper Drop series, which you guys continue to show a lot of support for. So I'm glad you guys enjoy those videos. I know they help a ton. They help a lot of people buy some cheaper bowling balls to be able to not have to spend, you know, $250 to get that new ball after drilling or something like that. So glad you guys enjoy that series. It's been really fun to see. They're fun to make. It's fun to see some of the deals. There's usually, so far in each video, there's 1 to 2 times I look at the deal like, that's so stupid. Why a ball is super cheap. So David, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate it. It's always, every time there's one of those videos that happens. Or one of those balls. Good fellow, just got, we hit you. Tim, do you like the Hypnotize or Origin between the Mesmerize and Vaporize? I personally have an Origin between my Strong Ball and my Vaporize. I see that as a really good 1, 2, 3 combo. I really like having the Origin in between because it is still a super strong ball that hooks on oil, but it's not as clean and angular as a Vaporize. Hypnotize would work very well also. Kind of potato. The Hypnotize is going to be a little smoother down lane than the Origin, but you can't really go wrong with either. They're both really good bowling balls. Talon, where do you put the bubblegum vibe in the categories? Weak and sharp. Definitely a weak and sharp ball. Tom Farfin, what's going on? Jim, if my strongest ball is a Widow. Oh, did you? I don't think I saw your other message. I'll check that out. Facebook looks and sounds good. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Big B, howdy from Arizona. Kelvin, I tend to release my ball before the foul line. Is that good or bad? It is not good because you want to release your ball where there's oil. If your ball touches anything that doesn't have oil on it, it's going to actually cause the ball to hit softer and lose some of its revolutions. So you want to be able to project that ball a little bit onto the lane, not like 5 feet or something, but you do want to project it actually onto the lane and not before the foul line. You're probably dropping it or your swing is too steep. When swing is too steep, like say this is your backswing and this is the foul line, you're probably a little too steep towards the lane and that causes you to drop it before the foul line. So what you want to do is get that going a little bit out onto the lane and then that'll help you out a lot. James D, first night at the new center didn't go well. Game 1 was good and then it went downhill. Dropped 5 pins on my average. Hopefully we can turn things around. Hey, that's all right, though. It's first week in a new building. That happens. It's always tough to account for a brand new building like that, so no problem there. You'll be able to pick it back up. Strayhow, what's going on? Watson, does the Optimum Idol Pearl naturally go long? Yes, it does. Yeah, it's definitely going to go longer than a lot of your other stuff. It is an earlier hooking Pearl ball at the end of the day, but not like hooking at your toes type early. Matthew got to love a 228 high game with a 544 series. Ooh, we're not going to talk about those other 2 games. Nice 228. That's awesome. And a 200 second highest. You shot a 116 in your 3rd game. Nice. Sweet. Lawrence, what's going on, man? Jaybird, how's it going? Jim, looking and sounding good. Awesome. DMF, where do you see the severe collision fitting in comparison to some of the releases from other companies? It's definitely a strong and sharp ball, but it's going to be on the earlier end of those. So it's not going to be as clean and whippy or angular as a Criterion Hybrid, but it is going to be still angular because that's really what Deviate is pushing it to be, is like, this is one of the most angular collisions ever. Like, meh. I don't know. A very sharp hybrid. We've seen a lot of those from Brunswick. There's a lot of options out there. Criterion Hybrid is kind of the GOAT right now for them in terms of that category. So I would see it being a little earlier, a little smoother than that guy. G Bryant, what's going on? Of the 3 NU bowling balls, can you rank them? I think there's only 2. There's only the New Blue and the Rattler. I don't think there's a third. But I like the Rattler better for sport shots, and I like the New Blue better for house shots. I don't think one is better or worse, but I think they have very different areas that they excel in. So that's what I would say for those guys. Let's see. Can I see everything on or on Facebook? I don't think I can see. Okay, we can see everything on Facebook. Beautiful. Good. We're good. Dan, do you think the S2 is a good ball down when my first ball starts burning up and stops hooking down lane? I realize I just forgot to post TikTok. Dang it. No, I had it here. Where was it? Oh, it was this guy. I had an identity video. We just got our new identities at the pro shop. We got like 5 of the purple and the midnight cherries, I should say, my bad. It's like the purple ones, the purple and reds, and they smell really good, just like the originals. They look nearly identical to the originals. You can tell they just changed one color, but I just posted a TikTok where I have both of them next to each other with a dumb song in the background. But they're, I don't know, it's literally the same ball. It's very odd. But let's get back into it. Dan, S2 is a good ball down when my first ball starts burning up. It can be, it's a little strong for that, but it definitely could be if you want it to be. Goodfellow, new Ion Max. I'm Rev Dominant. New Ion Max. Do you mean the pink one or do you mean the Ion Pro? Pro Solid. Because the Ion Max, there's one of those, but there's an Ion Pro and an Ion Pro Solid. Charmaine, what is your opinion on the bubblegum ball? It looks good. It's a Pearl vibe. Nothing crazy. The vibes are never like, wow, this is the greatest ball ever made. The Arctic was more like, wow, this ball hooks and it's only $100. I think the bubblegum is going to be in the same boat, but it's not going to be, you know, the greatest ball ever made. It just has too little of a core. The weak core stuff just doesn't tend to be a wow factor bowling ball, unfortunately. Gabriel, is Bubbler an energy drink company? No, they're more hydration. This one has like 70 milligrams of caffeine, so it's not true like 150 milligram energy drink, but you know, it has a little bit and it tastes really good and it's good. It's not terrible. I should say it's not bad for you. I won't say good. Buff Wolf, what's going on? Jonathan just got done at the USBC Open, didn't do great, but 19 pins over last year. Hey, progress. That's a good sign at least. It's a good time. Buff Wolf, my hyperdrive arrived today. Hoping to get that and my ice drilled this weekend. Nice, nice. That's awesome. We love a new hyperdrive. That ball might be getting slept on a little bit, but it is still really good. Milk, dark side nice because I can see how much hook I get. All the ball solid color. Ocean Vibe, NV Tour. Hey, some people like the solid balls. Some people like the colorful ones. Mondo, do you have any updated version for a hammer arsenal? My most recent one isn't missing much. I think we're missing like the Anger Solid, the Hazmat Pearl, and the Bubblegum vibe. So it is pretty much up to date. And then you can go check out a couple other videos to see where those extra balls actually fit. David Nunez, how do special effect and hammerhead sound to you? I don't personally like having the special effect and the original effect if you only have 3 bowling balls. They're a little too close together. I think you could have a little bit of a difference between like a special effect and then maybe a weaker pearl, and then a hammerhead might fit a little better. George, probably need a solid ball above my shock. Previously, you suggested Effect Tour. I think Effect Tour. Otherwise, you could go like a Lethal Venom. You could go a Phase 2 or a Rockstar. You could go a Hammerhead. There's a lot of good medium, smooth, just solid bowling balls that work really well for that. Corey, what's going on? Good to see you. Why don't the same balls work every week if you are at the same house? Because there's a lot of variables with bowling. The temperature affects oil. The humidity affects oil. When they put oil down, it affects it. So if you put an oil pattern out and you wait 5 hours, but then on the next lane, you put an oil pattern out and you wait 1 hour. They actually play different because the oil actually separates a little bit and like goes onto the lane a little bit more, the places that are dry, when you leave it out for longer. So the pattern actually becomes flatter if you leave the pattern out longer versus if you just immediately oil. So there are a lot of variables that can go into it. Like I said, temperature, humidity, who you're practicing with, that can affect it a ton. If you're with some high rev guys throwing urethane, guys throwing plastic, whatever it may be, that all affects it a lot as well. So there's a trillion different variables in this lovely, lovely game, which makes it fun, but also difficult to be able to predict. Jim, let's see, ball question. If my strongest balls are a Widow Toxin Solid and a Venom EJ and a Rockstar, which would be better ball for my bag, Onyx or an EJ? I would go EJ just because it's going to have a little more pop down lane. It's going to have a little more, it'd be a little flippier when it sees friction. I feel like it'd be too many smooth bowling balls if you go with the Onyx. They'll all be very, very slow. Ricky, would the Gremlin be the cleanest, strong, sharp ball? Between that and the theorem, I don't really know which is going to be cleaner. I think the gremlin might be a little bit cleaner, but the one thing to note for you guys, like this is something that just got I didn't someone told me this yesterday and it's hilarious. The gremlin is just a Black Widow mania. I didn't realize that. If you look at the numbers of the cores, they're very, very, very similar. Eerily similar. And if you guys look at the advertising for the Gremlin, it is actually, I don't know if it's on purpose. It has to be on purpose. They actually are putting Black Widows into like this witch's brew cauldron in the advertising for this ball. So let me see if I can find it quick because it's hilarious. Not that one. There it is. All right. Let me see if I can showcase this. We're going main PC. Oh, it's flipped. Hold on. Full PC screen. There we go. Look at this. Look at this. If you look on here, it's literally the Black Widow from the Black Widow. It's same exact design that the Gremlin is putting into a cauldron. And if we actually look at the ball specs, 250-058-010, Black Widow Mania. And we have, let's look at whatever, this will work. We have 250-058-016. So very, very similar cores, which is hilarious to me. So they are, Storm is throwing some shade, which is awesome. Love to see a little bit of back and forth. So very funny there. But anyways, but out of all the ASIM benchmarks, which would be the cleanest? Probably the Gremlin, and then the Theorem would probably be a close second. G. Brian, I had no idea the Rattler NU. Oh yeah, it was DC'd like 4 or 5 months ago. It stayed out for literally 6 months, and then it was pulled off the shelves. It was crazy how quick that ball got DC'd. Tyler was going to buy a Raptor Rush at 15 on Buddies, but they were sold out. Wow, that's very surprising. That's kind of crazy. I didn't think they'd ever sell out of that ball. I thought it would stay around for a little while. But, I mean, I thought you could be able to purchase it for a little while. Yeah. All right, let's see. Wes, two-hander. I got a Troublemaker Pearl, not a big fan of, Radioactive Vibe, and a Widow 2.0. Radioactive Vibe, Widow 2.0. I'd get if you don't like the Troublemaker Pearl, you could replace that. Otherwise, I would go like a ball below the Black Widow. That could be like a Troublemaker Solid, but if you don't like the Troublemaker Pearl, I'd probably stay away from that. Maybe go with like Venom Shock. It looks like you like Hammer and Brunswick stuff, so I would go maybe a Hammerhead instead would be a good one too. I think that might be able to work. Mondo, do you have any updated videos for the Hammer Arsenal? I'm getting the bubblegum. I do not know, but the bubblegum is just a weakened sharp ball. Just a weakened sharp ball. Jordan, New Blue shreds house shots. It does. It's very surprising how good that ball is. Absolutely crazy. Aaron Brookins, always enjoy your Q&As. Hey, thank you for hopping in, man. What are your thoughts with the Power Edge on the OG Ion Pro versus the out-of-box finish? I think the OG Ion Pro needs to stay more dull because it's a lot less quick down lane. Even with Power Edge, it kind of keeps a very smooth ball motion, where the Ion Pro Solid gets really angular. So I would recommend keeping it a little, not with Power Edge. Unless you want it to just get further down lane with the same ball reaction, then you can do it. Just don't expect it to be like super quick once you put that on it. Jess, should two-handers have pitch even though they don't use a thumb? Yes, 100%. If you are a two-handed bowler, you need to have pitch in your fingers. Pitch is the direction that we drill the fingers into the ball. You 100% need it as a two-hander. You need your fingers. I don't have a good way of showing this. We'll just use hands. Well, you need your fingers when they're going in the ball. Say the ball is down here. You need your fingers going that way because your fingers don't bend the other way. You're going to hurt yourself otherwise. So yes, you do need pitch in your fingers. And Matthew, I do not want to talk about the 116. I split a ton and missed so many spares. Hey, it's all good. It happens. It happens. Virtue, Bowling both have the severe collision top tier rating in their review. Looks really good. Well, that's good. That's awesome. That's good to hear. The collision is very hit or miss for a lot of people because I know Virtue, I was watching a few of their vids and they did not like the entity. They hated the entity. It's the funny thing with ball reviews right now. Like, I'm going to get on my soapbox for just a second. I always recommend do not it's always take with a grain of salt when people say like I love this ball or I hate this ball. One example is the Ebonite Entity, where Ron Hickland had the nicest and greatest review of this ball. Best ball of the year, really good ball. And then Virtue comes out and says, this ball sucks, I hate this ball. So it's always really tough. Like when you watch a ball review, when you see a ball review online, always remember that when the words I like it or I don't like it, it's always subjective. It's always subjective when when people do personal ratings and not objective portions, like objective statements. And I know both those guys that I mentioned are really good with objectivity in their reviews. So definitely get the objectivity out of it, like what the ball does, what it compares to, all that jazz. But yeah, it's always interesting to see like who likes what. Always interesting. All right, Brooks, teammate has a ZVL chamois and your name got brought up by our pro shop and the people we were bullying against. Hey, that's awesome. You're making an impact way out here in Sacramento. Great job. Thank you. I hope it was all good things that were said. But it was awesome. I was actually in Las Vegas this weekend for the True Amateurs tournament, and I met probably 30 different viewers throughout the whole time. It was awesome. Met so many cool people. Got a bowl with a couple, which was really fun. So yeah, really fun to see that even out in Vegas, like people from all over. We had some Texas guys, we had some Seattle guys, all came in saying hi and that they watched the channel. So that's always really cool to hear. Really fun to see that. Vision, any suggestions for a third hammer ball to add alongside the Arctic Vibe and the Effect Tour? Speed dominant one-hander. I would recommend like a Hazmat Pearl could fit really well, especially since you're speed dominant. I think that could be a really good play. It could be fantastic. Let's see, Lost Child over on TikTok. I just got the Hysteria and you have a hammer effect and a tour. Okay, the Hysteria and the effect are going to be a little bit close together, so be ready for that loss. They're both going to kind of fit in the same category. Joe, you think C300 will remake The Beast? It'll probably be a few more years. They just remade it a couple of years ago. So I bet in 3 or 4 years they will. Geo, best way to relax after work, tune into a Zach stream. Hey, there we go. We love to hear it. Buffalo, if it's not as strong as the Max, but I don't really need a strong ball when I mainly bowl house. No, you usually don't need that super strong asymmetrical ball if you just bowl leagues. If you bowl sport, it's good to have. Leagues, not as much. Bowling Milk just finished packing for Junior Gold. Hey, good luck in Green Bay. Good luck. Smitty, what's going on? Geo, I know this may sound odd, but I'm currently getting rid of my Jackal Ghost. Ooh, hey, if it makes you feel better, I'm getting rid of my Venom Shock too. So it happens. It happens. Sometimes they just don't do great. Smitty, but the hype did a vid on them. The Widow is much earlier. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I thought they'd be a little close. The Gremlin must have a weaker cover on it, which kind of fits. Rotogrip didn't say much about the cover on that Gremlin, so no one was really sure if it was going to be early or not, but everyone's saying it's a pretty clean ball, so okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear at least. Still funny, still absolutely awesome. Anthony, 78, you are pitch black. Pitch black because it's softer. The softer your urethane is, the better it is. That's going to help it be continuous, and the biggest problem with urethane is it doesn't continue through the pins. So whatever you can do to make it more continuous is a better play. That is always a better play. David Price, Rev Dominant, you want a medium smooth ball with more back end than your phase 2. What do you think of Lethal Venom? Yeah, Lethal Venom will not have more back end than the phase 2. What will? There aren't medium smooth ball with more back end. Ion Pro Solid might be your best bet. That Lethal Venom is actually going to be a bit smoother. Armando, do you have any updated video? We hit that one. Handley, my name is Nick. We talked earlier. Thanks for the help. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Yeah, and I think I have another message from you, so I have to answer that after this, man. I'll make sure to answer right after this. Bought a chamois as a thank you. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy it. I use the new chamois all weekend. I do have one next to me. If you didn't know, we have bowling chamois on this channel. We have them created by DH Lab Bowling. They are an incredible group of guys who just make bowling chamois and other bowling products, and they actually make our ZVL bowling chamois. So we have a red and blue that's on the website right now if you want to go grab that. It's about $24 after shipping and handling is all said and done. So pretty good price. They're insanely thick right now, which is cool. So they actually stay together really well. Like I threw urethane a lot this weekend, and I never had a problem with wiping oil off the ball, which is exactly what you need from ethane. All right, let's see. Vatican, have you ever gotten a ball repaired when chipped? What do they usually do if you bring it to the shop? So there's two different ways to actually get rid of the chip. Is one, resurface the bowling ball, so you actually take it down to the lowest grit you can, and then you bring it back up to see if that took the chips out. If not, you have to actually drill a hole into it and then plug the hole. That's usually our last case solution, but it is one way to fix a chip if it's bad enough. Hey, Talon on TikTok, what's going on? Don told me to start watching you. Hey, Don has great taste. That's what we know. So glad you're watching. Thanks for hopping in. Wesley, two-hander. I got a troublemaker pearl. Not a big fan. Oh, we hit that one. Armando, we hit. Dan Tippett, have you ever looked at ball ratings on Bowling This Month? You can compare balls against each other. Yes, I love Bowling This Month for their ball comparisons. It's a very, very good ball comparison tool because they have bowling balls from 8, 9, 10 years ago at this point. Now, it's really hard to compare, a 10-year-old ball against a current one because a 10-year-old ball is not going to hook nearly as much as a current ball, but it is still really cool to see just a general idea of where the ball stands. Hey, Lance over on Twitch, what's going on? So I should mention too, if I'm not reading from your chat, I have 4 different live streams going right now. We are live on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, and now Facebook. We are live on Facebook. Go check out our Facebook. We started a while ago. We haven't really posted to it much, but we're going to start posting to it more and more. So if I'm not reading from your chat, I'm reading from one of the other chats. But thank you guys for all your patience. Trying to catch up on all the comments that are going on right now. If you haven't, make sure to drop a follow or a subscription and make sure to like the stream. It's the best way to support the channel. Then we can keep coming up with 3 to 4 videos on YouTube a week. We come out with 2 TikToks a week, and then usually 1 post on everything else per day, or 2 posts per day on TikTok, my bad. So if you want to follow or subscribe to see all the latest and greatest bowling news, coverage, bowling arsenal guides, anything like that, make sure to do that. But otherwise, let's keep on grinding through all of the comments that you guys have. This is a full Q&A. We are answering any and every bowling question that you guys have to offer, however weird the question may be. Cambro, I have the IQ AI XL Raw Hammer Ion Solid Equinox. I'm trying to figure out where I'm lacking in my arsenal and if there's any overlap. IQ AI XL Hammer, I'm going to guess Ion Pro Solid and Equinox. No, you actually have it pretty well rounded out. You don't have any overlap, so nice job, Cambro. I don't think you're lacking in anything either. You probably don't need a raw hammer. Raw hammers aren't the greatest thing to use for experienced bowlers. They just don't hook enough. So you could get a stronger ball above that. So that could be like a weaker sharp ball or medium sharp ball. Row BA, did you see the overseas Storm Ice? Yes, I need to have a talk with Storm that we need these ice colorways in the States. I don't want to spend $300 on a really cool looking spare ball from overseas, but they look so good. They do so well. Delivery to Joe, what's going on, man? Is there any other ball with identical motion or reaction to the stealth mode? Something weaker. Hammerhead is going to be your closest bet. Otherwise, a GB5 will be close to. Those are going to be very, very slightly weaker. It's not much, but it is still a little weaker. Dan, would the total hook and back end be the right to left move? Back end is going to be right to left move. Total hook is front to back based on Bowling This Month. That's kind of how they run things over there. Charmaine, is the hyperdrive stronger than the blackout? Yes, yes it is. Dennis, looking to ball down for my Summit Ascent. Thrill Hybrid or Arctic Vibe? I would go Thrill Hybrid. Arctic Vibe is strong, so it might be a little too strong. Ryan, I'm a low rev bowler looking for a ball for medium to dry lanes. Any Rex? Looking at the Max Thrill Hybrid and Storm Typhoon. 2 good options, 2 of the better options on the market right now. Otherwise, like a High Road 40 could work pretty well too. So any of those, and you really can't go wrong with any of them. They're some of the better balls on the market right now. Let's see. Wesley, two-hander, got a troublemaker. Oh, we hit that one. Ricky, Hype Bowling has Black Widow Mania a little earlier. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. It fits. It makes sense. Chaos, Bowling PBA 50 Del Ballard pattern, 36 feet, 29 mils. Grab your urethane and go nuts. Whenever you see anything under 38 feet, just grab your urethane and have some fun. Talon, I'm going to Green Bay Friday. Kind of nervous. Any tips? Yeah, the best thing to do is just kind of get accustomed to the bowling alleys you're in. So bowl the practice sessions, bowl them a lot so that you can just kind of get comfortable in the building, because the biggest thing is nerves for junior gold. It's always tough to go in and it's under the lights. You got a million other bowlers that are there, but the best thing to do is just be comfortable in the building and then just play your game. Practice a couple of spares during warm-up so you know like where to look and how you feel about them. Get your confidence a little there, and then just throw shots. Just throw shots like you would in practice. Try to keep the heart rate down. Try to just get those nerves away and just have fun doing it. It's a super fun time. Junior Gold is always a great time, so you should have a ton of fun there, which is going to be great. See, Jaybird enjoyed that comparison video. Oh, absolutely. That was a kind of a bear to make. It was kind of tough to make that video because there's 47 bowling balls that we were comparing against each other. And there are going to be ones that are wrong compared to different people, so it happens. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was really fun to make. It was fun, but it was a lot to make. So I'll be doing those like probably twice a year, probably in the first half and then the second half of the new balls that come out. So yeah, it was fun. I realize I'm caught up in the shelf appeal versus buying what I need. Yeah, and that's what we try to do on this channel, is try to help you guys avoid the shelf appeal. Help you guys avoid the marketing mumbo jumbo that doesn't really help you. Try to avoid those stereotypical ball reviews of this ball is the best thing ever and watch it hook from the two board and oh my God, it hooked from the two board. Those are useless. We need comparisons. We need to know what the ball does. Does it fit in your arsenal? Does it fit with how you throw it? That's really what matters and not the extra stuff. That is trying to just get a quick sale. Gabriel, question for you. Which new strong sharp ball would you recommend with a pin down? Equinox. 100% the Equinox. I personally have that and really, really like it. A really good ball. I was shocked that that ball was actually good. Memo, I've been very happy with the Venom. Good. Glad to hear that, Memo. Glad to hear that. All right, let's get going over here. Justin, how would the bubblegum vibe on House Shot with a phase AI on House Shot work? I think that's a good one too. I think the bubblegum is going to be below the AI, so that'll be a good one too. Miss Kita, looks like the Hammer Envy line has gone away. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the last Envy we see for quite a while. I think the effects have taken it over. I think next we're going to see an effect solid is my guess, or a dull hybrid. And it's going to be a sad day. But yeah, I think the Envy line is gone for at least a while. May it rest in peace. Rock MM. How is it your weaker ball could be stronger than your stronger ball? Yes, it's that's a very, very good question that is very long to answer. But to try to put it a little quicker, the reason that a weaker ball could be, you say stronger, but really it's just more angular. So you could stand further left with a weak ball and it's going to hook more because the ball is not hooking early. A bowling ball hooks from the front part of the lane to the back part of the lane. So we judge a ball based on when it starts like slowing down, encountering friction and starting to hook. So if a ball just retains all its energy and never hooks and then sees friction and goes sideways, it's going to make it look like it actually hooks more, but it doesn't. It actually doesn't hook more. It's just hooking later. So that is why it can look like a weak ball is actually stronger. It's not, because you have to judge a ball based on where it's hooking from the front part of the lane to the back part of the lane. Let's see. Oh, Pegas, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Welcome, welcome. Great to have you in. Let's see. Smitty, it's hilarious. I wish we got more banter between companies. Oh, 100%, 100%. Gabriel, did you hear the rumors about the new ghost flavors? I did not, actually. I have not heard those rumors. User, have you thrown the Typhoon or the Maxwell? I've thrown both. The Typhoon is going to be much later, a heck of a lot weaker than the Maxwell. The Maxwell wants to hook early. Bowl Geo, I don't think I'll be filling that spot since I throw my Trident Abyss more and more. Hey, if you like the Abyss, that's awesome. That ball was hit or miss for a lot of people, so that's good to see. Jim, if I have a Hustle Glow, is the vibe recommended or too much overlap? Definitely too much overlap. You only need one or the other. Steve, how do you determine a ball's category? Strong, smooth, strong, sharp. So it's a combination of a lot of things, Steve. So the way to determine where a ball is going to hook and what it's going to do is based on, is it symmetrical or asymmetrical? Then it's your RG, it's your differential, it's your intermediate differential. It's the cover stock that the company is using, which always is a little bit harder to decipher, like how strong that cover stock is, especially if you suck like Radical and you just say it's HK22 plus or something. A little bit of shade at Radical. We got to come up with some kind of cover stock naming scheme. Just saying HK22 doesn't tell us much. Because cover stocks are the weirdest thing. But then also just on lane reaction, just what is it actually doing? Like a ball might look weak on paper, like a Max Thrill hybrid, but then you throw it, it's like, wow, this thing hooks way more than it ever should. So that's always a reason for it also. So there's a little bit of like research outside of the ball, outside of the raw numbers, but then it's a lot of raw numbers. Let's see, Gabriel, any one-handed, two-finger, no-thumb bowlers? Any new, oh, you are one. Any new recommendations? I will always recommend a raw series ball or a hustle ball or a tropical surge as your first ball, Gabriel, because you're probably going to be rev dominant, probably going to have a lot of rotation or a lot of revs and not much speed. So I think that's always a good choice. Josh, Blue Coral Venom for Nationals, team or dub singles? I think the Blue Coral could be good for team. I think it's too weak for double singles. You need a strong ball for double singles. You need something that hooks a bit early. Revs, through my bubblegum vibe so far, love it. Did I finally get a weak and smooth ball? If you dull it, probably, but I'm glad you like that ball. That's awesome. It's good to hear. That might be a good lefty ball, honestly. Vatican, we answered that question. Steve, suggestions on 2025 bat, 37 feet, 29 mils. Yes, there's a really cool bowling ball. It's a little bit under the radar. It's called the Purple Hammer. Highly recommend that for that pattern. That is going to be a great option for you. Let's see, Chris, ball reviews are great for getting a general idea, but unless you know the reviewer's stats, you won't get a clear picture of how the ball will work for you. I miss Bowler's Paradise because his stats were identical to mine and his reviews were spot on. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, being able to know that along with what they're bowling on and along with the lane surfaces they're on. So like one of the harder things with ball reviewers, this is something I really love Luke Rosdahl for. He does a great job is he tells you this is chromium and you can find the pattern very easily. You know what it is, you know all of that. And you know the lane service. He actually talks about that in a handful of videos where a lot of the other guys, unfortunately, you don't. And lane service means so much more than oil pattern. Like if I put chromium out in my home center versus where Luke's bowling, radically different oil patterns because my home center has a ton of hook. His does not. So that's something to keep in mind as well is where they're bowling, what they're bowling on. Because at the end of the day, a good bowler can make a ball look good on any house shot. It's just how it is. You can make a ball strike a lot on a house shot, no matter what. Most ball reviewers can. Hey, Whiskey, what's going on? One hand, no thumb bowling on 2025 Shark tonight. Pure Envy, Black Widow Darkness, and Hazmat Pearl. Pure Envy. Try to play up the gutter. Up the gutter sometimes works on Shark. Sometimes it's awful, but sometimes it looks pretty good. Colin, thanks again for reviewing my arsenal. I filled up the 2 holes with the Surge and a Harsh Reality Pearl. There you go, nice. Suitor, what is going on here for a live? Great to see you. Awesome to see you. You gonna get in a fight with Richie Allen over here too? I don't think he's probably not watching this, so you won't get in any fights. Big B, out of the balls below, what are you putting in the 3-ball league bag? And no, you can't take a spare ball. What? I want a spare ball. Evoke Hysteria, Attention Star, Summit Ascent, Exponent USA. Ooh, Hysteria, Star, Summit Ascent in that order. I know the Hysteria and the Stars fit the same part of the bag, but I think the Hysteria is a bit earlier and smoother than it. Ooh, James, I see, has a really good comment a little bit later about Luke's video on the house shot, and I have some opinions on that, and it's gonna be fun. We got a lot of other comments to get through first. We'll get through these and we'll get there. Brooks, how do I convince my teammates to get a Hysteria? You helped me convince James, and now we need Brad. He's a 2-hander and says it's too much ball. How could he drill it? I'd recommend like a 5¼ inch pin. If he's a 2-hander, make it a super long pin, and that ball could still look pretty good for him. You could have the Evoke Hysteria team. That's awesome. Balrog, what's up, man? What do you think about this 3-ball arsenal? Level, Tropical Surge, and Typhoon. I just want to bowl straight angles. Those are some cleaner bowling balls, that's for sure. Very, very clean balls. RJ, Theorem, and Theorem Pearl can be good as a 1-2-3 league combo. No, I do not recommend the same ball 3 times for league. Definitely not. And and if you drill a ball 2x6x2 versus 2x6x4, you're not going to notice much of a difference, unfortunately. They're just the layout only accounts for like 10 to 15% of the ball reaction, so they're going to be a little too similar for you, unless you really change the surfaces up. Quarzy, do you think the Cove and Ember will be good? Quarzy, do I have some news for you? Is I will actually hopefully be drilling these balls very, very soon. I should hopefully be drilling them either tomorrow or Friday, and I'm hoping to get an actual ball review for these bowling balls. So our pro shop is a VIP pro shop. We get the balls early, so I'll be able to, I'm hoping to be able to drill them both and actually throw them on a house shot and be able to make a little review and compare them against a couple of things. So I'm really hopeful for the Cove. I think the Cove is going to be cool. It's probably going to be a step below a phase 2. I'm hoping like a longer and smoother Zen 25. The Ember, I think, is really just going to be a weaker and sharp bowling ball, which is something I severely need. So I'm very excited for that one as well. So I hope so. I have less hope for the Ember. The Ember might just be, there's so many things the Ember has to fight against. Like, unless the Ember fits between like a Phase AI and a Road Warrior, I don't think it'll be that great. There's just too many other good options. But I think that Cove is going to be in a really unique spot. So I'm hoping they're good, but I will be able to tell you guys very soon. Memo, I've been very happy with the Venom Shock you suggest. I've been thinking about getting a pin down. Hey, that's awesome. I usually don't recommend the same ball for like having the same ball twice unless you have a lot of bowling balls. But if you want to, go nuts. Vatican, what website would you recommend for ball reviews and ratings? ZVL Bowling, obviously. That's the best place to look. It's really the top tier place. No subliminal advertising or self praise at all. No, no. There's a lot of really good ball reviewers out there. I think I would recommend watching a lot of them and then comparing. So I'd recommend if you want to buy a ball, I'd recommend watching like as many reviews as possible. Try to ignore the hype. Like this ball is the best thing ever. Avoid that. Just ignore that. But I'd recommend watching the ball, see if it's something that you like to see. Watch a couple different bowling styles throw it. That's the best way to know if a ball is good or not. Especially good for you. Corey, one of my favorite bowling balls is Crack, the Radical Hitter. So they discontinued it. Is there a ball to replace it? The Power Hitter is going to be close, but it's a little too angular. So it's going to be kind of hard to find a ball that actually replaces that hitter. You might be able to find one on eBay if you want. That would probably be a good option. That'll probably be the best option, actually. Brunswick has nothing in that zone right now. Ooh, I have a lot of comments over on TikTok that I've missed. I apologize, TikTok, but we are back. Let's see. Josh, have a hammer special effect, a blue coral, and a tour dynamics. Would a bubblegum fit? Yes, bubblegum would fit pretty well, actually. It'll be a weak ball. Smitty, physics blackout, TNT infused, obsession tour, solid, yeah, attention tour, IQ tour, purple ball, and UC2 with the hyper venom work. It's going to be too close to the TNT infused. I wouldn't get the hyper with that. Roy, I just got the new Ion Solid. How should I play it? You're going to want to play a little more angle with that ball. It does like to play a little further left. It's a weaker, sharper solid ball below like a phase 2. Old Geo, Jackal Ghost is gone. What strong and smooth ball would work for me? If you don't like the Ghost, I'd get something weaker. Origin EX or a Lethal Venom might be pretty good because you're very rev dominant, Geo, so a weaker ASIM might be better for you. Siwas, T-Zone a good first baller. Will be hard to hook. It's going to be very hard to actually hook a T-Zone. It's going to be very, very difficult to hook a T-Zone. So I would not recommend it. I'd recommend a reactive ball. Train Boy, what are some good bowling shoes you'd recommend? You have really wide feet. I use Motive because I got them last year, but they're like elf shoes. So some of the best options are going to be the SST like 8 and 6s from Dexter, a little pricier. I have KR Strike Force Gladiators, TPC Gladiators that are really good. But you don't need something that much. I like KR Strike Force a lot. They're really comfy. They're comfier to me than Dexter is. But bowling shoes are tough. They're all very, very similar at the end of the day. Some of them fit wider feet better. Some of them don't. The KRs actually stretch better than Dexter's in my opinion. So it's really to each their own for shoes. Justin, what's going on? Justin Korn, good to see you. Xander, can you give me an Ion Max, please? I don't even have an Ion Max, my boy. I cannot give you one if I don't even have one. I don't get any bowling balls. Justin, how'd you finish in Vegas? Vegas was not great. We did not make any cuts. I did not realize it was a 1-8 cut to make the next round. So it was a hard tournament. It was a really hard tournament. I learned a lot about my game, threw it pretty better and better as the event went on, helped get a lot of games under my belt. But yeah, it didn't end up making cut or any money, which was unfortunate. Cal Shrimp, thank you for the follow, by the way. How come Radical No Doubt isn't a popular ball? Because it has Radical on the side of it. Radical just is not very popular right now because they've come out with some duds. So they're not getting as many sales as they used to. The No Doubt is fine. It's not, revolutionary. There's too many bowling balls in that slot that are better than it. So that's why it just doesn't do very well. Let's see. Ben, is the RST Hyperdrive great for League? I don't like it for League. I think it's a little too strong unless your house puts out a lot of oil. Then I'd recommend it, but otherwise might not be the best. All right, we will take this second to give a quick thank you everybody who's hopping in right now. Really appreciate all of you hanging out right now. We are live for the first time on Facebook. I don't think we've had a crazy amount of people out there. Chris, thank you for being the first one to comment and everything on Facebook. Really appreciate that. But otherwise, we are live on a ton of different platforms. If you could follow or subscribe, it would really be appreciated. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel in other ways, we actually have merch. We have ZVL Bowling shirts through Bowler Store. So if you go check out Bowler Store, search up ZVL Bowling, you'll be able to find our t-shirts and crew necks and hoodies. We also have them on the TikTok shop as well. So if you want to go grab those, be really appreciated. Let me know if you end up buying any or not. Otherwise, we are doing a full Q&A session for anyone who's joining us. We're getting through every and any question you guys have, talking anything bowling. There isn't a crazy amount of bowling news right now. It is release week for 4 Brunswick bowling balls, the Anger Solid, the Bubblegum Vibe, the Entity, and the Severe Collision. And then next week, there's going to be a bunch of Storm bowling balls that get announced. The Gremlin, the Cove, and the Ember. And then also today, we are having the Super Clutch releasing. So a couple of bowling balls releasing today, 1 bowling ball today, 4 tomorrow, 3 more next Friday, and then we'll have a little bit of a break till the middle of August or whatever is coming next from all the companies. All right, let's keep going. Roy Larson, I have an RST, Identity, Ion Pro Solid, Equinox, Typhoon, IQAI, Level, and a Coil. What should be next? You have a lot of bowling balls that I think fit really well together the way it looks. You do have a little bigger gap between that Ion Pro Solid and the RST Hyperdrive, which could put a Rockstar in that place. But otherwise, I think you're good with what you got right now, Roy. Hey, Britt, what's going on? Good to see you. Gabriel, ketchup with eggs is ridiculous. Agreed. I am not a ketchup with eggs guy, personally. T. Hampton, looking for a good first game ball. Have any Rex? I always recommend medium, like symmetrical solid balls being your first ball out of your bag. I think that's always a safe option. Bowls and Crocs. So got the second Identity. Do I drill it and the first one or no? Ooh, I don't recommend having both. If you care about ball reaction for them, they're identical, basically. But if you don't, you can drill both. They're going to do the same thing, just the same ball in a different colorway. And one of them's a slightly longer than the other, but that's about it. See, Corey, one of my favorite bowling balls to bowl with cracked. Oh yeah, we hit that one. Ditto. I was recommended your channel from my friend. Do you think that Storm is done with Rex? Hey, Ditto, thanks for hopping in. Appreciate that. Your friend is a fantastic person. No, I don't think they're done with Rex. They bring it back a little more sparingly now, but they did just put, I mean, Rex is on the Identity. So they did just come out with a ball with Rex, and I think they're not going to stop anytime soon. I think that's their like typical strong, sharp bowling ball cover. It just works really well. So I guarantee there's going to be more coming out with Rex. Suitor, I'm getting a Hysteria this weekend. Will it and the Rush complement each other? I would imagine they would. Yes, I think they're a really good combo together. Because you have a lot of bowling balls, I think it warrants having both. You'll have 2 different strong ASIM reactions. The Hysteria is just generally better for a lot of people. I personally saw the Hysteria as longer and sharper than the Rush. Most other people see the Rush as later and sharper than the Hysteria. So I'll be curious how you like it. I'll be curious what you see from them. The Great Yami, layouts definitely matter because my Rattler Big Bite has some crazy back end for what it is. And that bow was a little quicker than people expected, but they do matter. Yeah, they absolutely, I mean, I know J.R. Raymond had a video a couple years ago saying layouts don't matter. And, oh, was it him? It might have been him. I don't remember. Sorry if it was not JR. But somebody had a video saying layouts don't matter, and they got flamed for very good reasons because they do. They do matter a good amount. But you can't make like an RST hyperdrive act like a bubblegum vibe based on layout. It's just not possible. See, Jim Cushman, when is the next Arsenal video due out? Absolutely love that series. I think it's going to be next Saturday. I don't have one recorded right now. So unless I record one Friday, then I might have one Saturday, but otherwise it's probably going to be next week. They're definitely going to be a Saturday series for sure. Sea Lance, Ebonite Skull was the most expensive spare ball I bought. It's like 30 years old now. That's awesome. Did Joe, I bought the blue, green, and red blue chamois through a 326, 13 pins per chamois. Hey, there we go. Remember, if you get a ZVL bowling chamois, it adds 13 pins to your, like 13 pins a carry. It's crazy. That messenger that you weren't going to get otherwise hits every time. It's easy. Hell, I carried, I had some weird carry this weekend. So that's all because of the brand new chamois. Nothing else. Sea Lance, nah, short patterns equal reactive from me. Joe Qua with a $20 super chat. I missed this before. Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you, thank you. My PSO has never steered me wrong with ball selection and knows my game well. I throw 13 and a half and average 190. He says I don't need urethane and says it's all marketing. What are your thoughts? Ooh. Urethane, he is right if you're bowling on league. If you're only bowling league, you don't need urethane. If you're bowling a sport pattern, urethane is a necessity. Urethane is needed on sport shots because if everyone's throwing urethane and you're not, you're kind of out of luck. You're screwed because urethane is amazing on sport shots. It is the easiest play you can pick on any shorter pattern. It makes reactive look stupid on short patterns. So I recommend it only if you bowl sport shots, though. You don't need it for league. It's definitely not a necessity for league. Vatican, best house shot ball for lower oil conditions. Want something below your Evoke Hysteria in phase 2? There's a ton of options. Road Warrior could be a good option for you. What else? That new Super Clutch could be good. Scorpion Strike is good. Hammer Anger is really good. A lot of options. Sea Lance, I picked up another HK22 Conspiracy since it was discontinued. Hey, I'm glad you actually like that ball. It's awesome. Duncan, controversial opinion. With so many brands in the Brunswick family, which two companies would you get rid of to help limit the amount of overlap? Mine would be C300 and Radical. Those are honestly my bottom two companies from the Brunswick brands right now, so I would go with them as well. I don't think they really overlap much. I just don't think they make great bowling balls right now. Radical stuff is fine, but it never is top of the page stuff. It's always in the middle. And then Columbia 300, their remake series is just kind of mid. I've never personally been a fan. I know a lot of bowling historians who threw these balls in the early 2000s or 90s or 80s, whatever it may be, liked it. I personally never have liked that marketing scheme. So yeah, I'm with you on that. And Duncan, how'd the rest of the tack go? Not really, not well. I could not find a really great look, and my physical game was just, it did not feel good. I'm working on a few different things, trying to get my hand more up the back of the ball, and trying to do that while trying to hit a spot that's small down lane was not a good idea. It did not go well at all. I did average like 225 Saturday morning at a tournament and missed cut by 50 for 4 games. That was fun. I went 100 over. I should be in. The cut is 160 over for 4 games, and I get no handicap. It was a handicap tournament, and I got no handicap. I can't believe it was that high of a cut. It was wild. It was a hard pattern. It was a 3-to-1 pattern. Crazy. Stony Blue looking for something to make it through sport patterns. Medium to heavy, pretty straight, short, angular hook. Angular hook is gonna a Tony. Sorry, I thought I said Stony. A Tony, you're low rev throwing a shock and an Ebonite Maxim. I would recommend a stronger smooth ball. So you have a Lethal Venom, you have an Evoke, you have a Pure Envy is pretty cheap right now. If you want to get something a little cheaper, that ball was really good, but they're not going to be angular. They're going to hook, but they're not going to be angular. So the terminology kind of affects it a little bit there. Elizabeth, I'm a down and in bowler with a purple tank and a 93 Rhino Pro purple. Max throw solid or an anger solid be good. Those are going to be very different ball reactions for what you have right now. They're going to be very, very different. So I would honestly recommend like a Venom Shock instead. That'll be a little more similar to what you have right now. Row BA, I have to bowl 44-foot Big Ben this Friday. EJ Jackal, Evoke Hysteria, Primal Rage, Hustle Glow. So your EJ might be okay on it to start, but it's not going to be great for long because there's such low volume, and then you'll be going to other stuff. Steve, thank you for the $5 super chat with the thanks. You are welcome, sir. You are welcome. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. MTB, looking for a stronger ball than your optimum, which I love. I think you need something stronger for tournament play. Ion Max is going to be good. Hyperdrive is going to be good. Mesmerize is going to be good. Things like that will probably be the play. Matthew, my favorite Pro Shop guy, told me to keep watching you after I told him I love your categorization. He told me how great of a job you do. Oh, thank you, random Pro Shop guy. I really appreciate it. Tell him thank you from me, Matthew. I love that dude. Great guy. Yeah, it makes it easier. At the end of the day, it's so easy to understand bowling balls when you have categories and it's not just the 110 in the market and you get told good luck. You need to know everything and everything scientific. That's something that bowling struggles with. Bowling assumes everybody has bowled their entire life. I don't know why. PBA commentators, they assume everyone knows everything bowling. Bowling ball companies, they're like, every bowler knows what all this stuff means. Otherwise, we're just going to trick them saying that this ball hooks a lot. Like, no, that's not how it goes. That is not the way to know this game. It's so painful otherwise. No other sport does it except for bowling. Golf kind of does, but not as much. Michael Morton, have you thrown the new Pulse? No, I've not thrown. I don't get any of the bowling balls. No company sends me anything, so I don't get to throw any of them early. I haven't seen it go down the lane much. It looks super smooth and slow though, from the couple people that have posted like a clip on Instagram, which, come on, like if you're getting a ball early and your one time is just posting it on Instagram saying, this ball's good. Like, come on, man, you can do better. There's a lot of those Brunswick ones out there who get the ball for free and never talk about it. Like, you gotta post something. That's how you showcase it. That's how you showcase the ball. I'm throwing too much shade and being a jerk, but come on. Rick, out of all the ASIM benchmarks, which would be the cleanest? Origin EX would be the cleanest if you're looking for a solid. Otherwise, probably the Gremlin or the Theorem Pearl, one or the other. All right, bowls make Crocs. No, that's awesome. I love that. Will Mesmerize or Ion Max? If you want a little more angle when it sees friction, go with the Mesmerize. Ion Max is going to be a little smoother. Roy, you got to hang out with my buddy Ryan Powers. Yeah, I did see Ryan a handful of times. That was awesome. He made the cut. He bowled a trillion times, but he made the cut, which was awesome. That was good to see. Never actually met him in person, so that was cool. Just ordered the stealth mode. Is it a good ball? Yes, the stealth mode is really good. I really like the stealth mode. Redneck, what's going on? T. Hampton, if you answered this, I missed it because of a call, but what is a good first game ball? That's usually like a symmetrical solid ball, but there's a ton of balls that can work. It all depends on the pattern, how you throw it, all that stuff. And what's the next storm ball that'll get discontinued? Physics Blackout, unfortunately. I am shocked that ball has not gotten discontinued yet. It just did not get sales at all. When you go to giveaways, when you go to raffles, it's always the Blackout because people have a bunch of them and they can't get rid of them. Hey, Outlaw, thank you for the heart me. Like, fun story time. Actually, one of the reasons I get to throw the Cove and Ember a little early is I won a Physics Blackout when I was out in Vegas. I won a Blackout on a free raffle that I didn't know was happening, and I brought it home in my carry-on, and they didn't bat an eye. And then, or no, I brought it home in my suitcase, actually, in my suitcase. And I just, like, I work at a pro shop. I'm like, hey, I'm dropping this off for the shelf. Can you grab 2 of these for me, and then I'll pay you whatever extra for it. So it worked out. But yeah, won a Physics Blackout. It was a November 2024 pour. That ball has been sitting there for 8 months and has not been sold yet. So makes sense that it gets discontinued next, unfortunately. Yeah, it only came out in December. Came out December of 24. Let's see, James, here is the question I was waiting for. James, did you see Luke's video? Do you think house shots should get tougher? I did watch the video, and I have always been very against house shots being harder. I think it's kind of dumb. The reason is bowling is a weird sport where you can grab someone off the street, they can randomly bowl a 180 by just being lucky and hitting the head pin a couple extra times. It happens. It happens all the time. As a really good bowler, shooting 180, like if you average 200, you can shoot 180 just fine. That happens depending on the oil pattern. So if you put out these tougher patterns, it actually just lowers those bowlers who are good at 230, 220 averages, lowers them, but then that bottom echelon just kind of stays there. So it doesn't really help much. And a lot of people in any hobby that they're in don't want to be a PBA bowler. They want to go have fun, throw a bunch of strikes. So why make it harder for people to throw strikes? Like, the goal of a lot of leagues is really fun. Yeah, the high money leagues, different story. But I don't think we should cause bowlers to be mad. Bowlers are already mad already. So I don't think increasing the difficulty and making bowlers dislike league more because they're averaging 190 now, just like, and then you have a Joe Schmo throwing it straight who shoots a random 210 and beats you as you're grinding out a 190. Like, it doesn't keep people into bowling. And like, that's what tournaments are for. Tournaments are for the difficult patterns. Tournaments, it's a whole different ball game. League bowling is one sport. Tournament bowling is a different sport. So I'm very much anti making house shots harder. It's just, no, it doesn't help the game at all. It's not going to help anything. And I know Sweep the Rack was very like, house shots are stupid and they're the worst. We should all bowl on 1-to-1 patterns and we should all hate our lives. Like, no, that's idiotic. We can't do that. I'm very passionate about that one. Like, it's okay that people are shooting 300s. It's okay that they're shooting 800s. That's awesome. It's a huge accomplishment. Are there more of them? Yes. Has the skill level gotten higher? Also, yes. It's okay. Not a big deal if random people who maybe quote unquote shouldn't bowl 300 bowl 300. It's okay. There. I'm off the hill I'm going to die on. There. If you have more questions about that video, please let me know. It was a good video. It was a really good video on his part. Talon, you're live on YouTube, right? I am. Yes, I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Twitch. I'm live on Facebook. And I'm live on TikTok. So if you want to watch everything in a different way, make sure to go check it out there. I was very curious to see if people would quit watching after that little rant. But they didn't. Thank you, guys. And Ricky with $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Ricky. I missed that one. Really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, oh shoot, I meant the Ion Pro Tour, balls, the shocks with the ASIM cord. Oh yeah, the Ion Pro Tour balls, or the shocks with the ASIM cord. Oh, my bad. The cleanest is gonna be the Ion Pro Solid, in my opinion. Black Venom, actually. Black Venom is gonna be the cleanest. Sorry about that one, man. Yeah, Black Venom is gonna be the cleanest ASIM ball out there. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. Great Yami. Is there a reason you never put a strong symmetrical ball in the same categories as the big ASIMs? Sometimes I feel like something like a Hazmat Solid or GB5 or Sub-Zero Forge are super early. Yeah, the Sub-Zero Forge I always put in the strong and smooth category. The other ones I put like right on the edge because in my opinion, like those lower end strong ASIMs like an NV Tour or even an Effect Tour are like ride the edge. And at the same surface, I feel like those are more hook than like a stealth mode or a GB5. It's very close. I know what you're saying and I get it. I think that stealth mode is one that probably could be in strong smooth. It's very, very close. Bear Gira, do you have any suggestions what the pattern to practice on for this year's nationals? I would recommend just the pattern from last year. It's the same one. It feels like they've Nationals usually has about the same patterns every year. There's very little times that they actually switch. Very little times they actually switch the pattern up. Jim Ward, I'm a senior citizen, wanted to get your opinion on what symmetrical ball would be a good ball to use to do a pin down layout. I'm a senior citizen, want to get your opinion on what symmetrical ball would be a good ball to use pin down. Going to be a ton of options for you, Jim. There's a lot of symmetrical balls that could fit in that category. If you want to go pin down, you probably want something a little smoother. So you'd want to go like maybe a Rockstar or a Phase 2 or a Hammerhead. Something symmetrical and solid might be a good play. Brooks, Maxwell Hybrid is low-key GOAT of 25. I think how much bang for your buck it is, it's a really, really good ball. I don't think it's ball of the year, but I think the bang for your buck really puts it up there as a fantastic piece to get. Roy, I bowl him at League. That's awesome. You bowl with Ryan at League. That's great. Or you bowl League with his brother. Oh, you bowl with him at Nationals. Oh, okay. My bad. That's awesome. Buff Wolf didn't come out like 6 months ago. Yep, that's crazy. I'm gonna pick one up when it goes on sale. It'll go on sale soon, trust me. ZH, looking for a medium smooth after my big solid ASIM. Rev dominant righty two-hander. Like I said earlier, Rockstar, Hammerhead, Lethal Venom, Phase 2, all really good balls that fit that spot. And Talon, yep, I'm live on YouTube. Buff Wolf, I love the cop and drop video. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, the cop and drop videos are fun, and it's by far the most positive feedback I've ever gotten on videos. So they're gonna keep coming once a month. Absolutely. Roy, what's your take on the limited edition Ion? I think that was a cool idea. I'm not a fan of people already trying to sell them on eBay because there are some pro shops trying to make a quick buck off of them. But I think it was I think it was awesome for Storm. Like, it was only to VIP pro shops. So they were like, thank you, VIP pro shops, for being in our program, for just being great sports and just and for liking Storm. Here's our gift to you, is a 1 out of 250 bowling ball. I think that's an awesome, amazing idea, like a really good thank you note from the ball company to a pro shop, which is, I'm always a big fan of. I work at a pro shop. I know how that scene is. It's super, super cool to see. Really fun to see that. Matthew, I taught my friend to bowl. And he shot a 214. He wants a ball. I was telling him Maxwell Hybrid. Yeah, it's honestly a really good idea. It's a much stronger piece than a raw, but it's about close to the same price, only like $30 more. So if he wants a lot of hook, good idea. Really good idea. All right, let's see. James, I agree with Luke. They need to be tougher. And I understand that argument a little bit. I'm just not on that side. I'm okay with things being fun and easier, because if you want that challenge, you're going to get that challenge. If you're a 230 guy that's bragging about how good you are. You're in the top 5% of bowlers in the world. That's a super big accomplishment. Now, would you do well at a tournament is a different story, but that's okay. That's fine. People should be proud of their hobby and be proud of being good at it. If you average 230, it doesn't mean you're bad. Sweep the rack is always really mean towards 230 average bowlers, but like, you're really good at what you do. Take a step back. I mean, just look at it a little bit and see, wow, those guys are actually phenomenal bowlers in their own right. Now, if you put them on a tournament shot, maybe not as much, but on a house shot, they are really good. And I say that as a guy who doesn't average 230 on house shots. I averaged 215 these last 2 years. I averaged 230 once. That's cool. But yeah, it's a very interesting argument. I'd love to discuss it with him because he's a very level-headed dude, but I have no way of contacting Luke in any way. So, oh well. Matthew, I know you have so many questions. Want to know where I can buy jerseys for when I do league? Yeah, I actually have a jersey video on my YouTube. So my favorite options are Apparel EFX, Bowlify is really good, High Five Gear is good. They're a little more pricey, and then Coolwick is phenomenal as well. Those are four of the companies that you can go to. Tori Casey, you have a Black Hammer, Black Widow Mania, GB4 Hybrid, and Hazmat Solid. Would a Paragon be a good ad? Yeah, I think it would. Paragon Shadow would be a good ad. It'll be super strong for you. As a lefty, be ready for that, but I think that would be a good option. See, Yofo, would it make sense to not buy a weak ball in lieu of using dying previously strong balls? No, I recommend a weak ball. I tried that before with bowling balls that are dying out that are stronger, and it doesn't go well. When a ball is starting to starting to die out, it isn't great. It doesn't react like an actual ball. Let's see. Seemingly, I don't think I answered your question over here. On Twitch, Hyperdrive, Hammer Effect, Identity, Black Cherry, Hammer Effect Tour, Tour Dynamics, Idle Cosmos, Exponent, Rubicon UC3. Whew. Do you have gaps? No, I'm not seeing. Your only gap is like your weak and sharp category. You don't really have much after that Cosmos. So I would recommend like a weaker sharp ball for you, seemingly. Let's see. Jess, I'm a two-hander who's wanting to test and learn one-handed. Any recs on what ball to pick up? I'd recommend a weak ball, like a hustle or a raw to start, just in case you don't like it. Wayne, X in the Pit is unbiased. They seem to like a lot of balls that people trash and think the hyped ones aren't always good. Yeah, there's something with being hipster about it, but I will unfortunately disagree on a lot of their ideas. Like them saying the Ion Pro Solid is bad was a really bad take. That ball, I hate the price of it, just like the OG Ion Pro. I hate that it's a $200 ball, but that ball is good. That ball is really, really good. I've seen it do some ridiculous things on patterns it shouldn't be good on so far. So very much disagree with a lot of their takes on things. But that's why it's a review. It's your own, a lot of it is your own personal opinion and where you threw it, like I mentioned earlier, and who's throwing it and things like that. So that's why it's always good to watch a lot of reviews, because sometimes people just don't have the best takes on them compared to others. Like I personally like a lot of balls that others don't. Like Suitor, if he's still hanging out in YouTube chat, he hates the Zen 25. I think it's one of the best pearl balls, and most of the bowling community thinks it's one of the best pearl balls. It just doesn't match up for him. So if he made a review on the Zen 25, he'd say the ball sucks. However, if I made one, I'd say the ball is fantastic because it rolls really well for me, doesn't roll really well for him. So that's why it's always good to get a lot of opinions. Yofo, what do you do for practice if you haven't played in a few months? Be very slow on your first couple. Be very slow on your first couple practices, or at least your first game. Hey, James Todd, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Remember, if you guys aren't, make sure to drop a follow or a subscription on whatever channel you're on. I'd really appreciate it. It's the best way to help out the channel, support the channel so that we can keep making a ton of bowling content for you guys. Duncan, for a burn ball, would you recommend the Hyper Venom, Super Clutch, Maxwell Hybrid, Typhoon, or wait for a Pearl Supra? You will not be getting a Pearl Supra for at least a year and a half, if not 2 years. So don't hold your breath on that one. If you love the Octane, go with the Super Clutch then. Go with the Super Clutch. Jim, I'd really like it if lanes did Sport Shot more difficult house shot leagues. That's why fun leagues could still have fun on the house shot, but get regular reminders that scores are contingent. Absolutely. That's always a positive too. Like if you're a bowler who wants more, then I'd recommend Sport Shot leagues if they have them. They're very hard to find though, because not many people want to do them. Because usually bowling people don't take it as like that super intense thing. They do it for fun. And it's a hobby that's fun for them. So that's what makes it a little tougher. Now, if you want to take it that extra step, it's harder to find those Sport Shot things, but I highly recommend it. Let's see. Chris, anytime, love the lives and try to catch them when I can. Hey, thank you. Thanks for hopping in. Chris, you may have answered before, but as a two-hander, I keep pulling left of my target. So I'm guessing you're pulling it down from the top of the backswing. So when you get like right here, you're probably pulling, which is causing you to throw it left. So what you want to do is when it gets here, you want to just let the ball do the work. One other reason is your shoulders might actually be too square to the lane. You got to remember you need to open those shoulders if you're a two-hander. That's really important to get your body out of the way of the swing so you can actually project it to the right if you're a righty. I think you just said you're a two-hander, but not a righty specifically. Hey, Maribeth, what's going on? Today's Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Here's your reminder that today is Wednesday. Yeah, fun fact, Maribeth doesn't ever know what day of the week it is. She's on college summertime, so every day is just Saturday, basically. So we are here to remind her that today is Wednesday. That's why these live streams happen, is just as like her giant alarm clock, her 6'5" alarm clock that, hey, it's Wednesday, by the way. It is Wednesday, my dude. A Tony looking for something to get down the lane, straight and short chart of hook. Like I said, I think that Pure Envy will be really good. It's a little cheaper too right now. Paul, I just bought an Optimum Pearl on eBay for a house shot. Would you recommend polish? I'd recommend polish to start, see what you think of it, and then potentially switch from there if it's hooking way too late. Dennis Beck, my Rubicon cracked. Oh, I'm sorry for that. Origin EX is going to be your closest one if it's the OG Rubicon. Ricky, out of all the ASIM benchmarks we hit, Stefan, what's a good strong sharp ball for rev dominant bowler? There's a ton of them. Equinox is pretty good right now. Evoke Hysteria is really good. Black Widow Mania is pretty good. Vaporize is pretty good. Those are probably some of the top ones. Nick Random, stepping down from an IQ AI to a Surge. I'm a high rev, slower two-hand bowler. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. It's going to be a bigger step, but that's okay. I think it's a good enough step where you can actually have some differentiation between the balls. You'll have a lot between them. Poppy T, step up from the GB5 for a stroker for heavy oil. I would recommend Mesmerize if you have a GB5. They're going to be similar-ish, but that Mesmerize is just a heck of a lot more hook. Ty's thoughts on a 4.5 by 3 by 2? I think that's pretty okay. I think that should be okay if it's 2LS. Mark, should I get an IQ Ruby? My speed is 13 miles an hour. Rev rate is 294. I'd really recommend just get the IQ AI. It's going to be cheaper. The IQ Ruby is expensive right now. I'd just go IQ AI. Very similar bowling balls in a lot of ways. Very, very similar. I love getting a text from Maribeth after I go on a little mini rant. That's fantastic. Raul, I'm a two-handed bowler. I have an Ion Max and a Venom Shock. And what should my next ball be? I'd recommend a Pearl. Get some kind of like medium strength Pearl ball. You have Venom Shock and Ion Max. Zen 25 could work. If you want the new Ember, it could work there. Phase AI. Primal Rage could work. Scorpion Strike, if you can still find one, could work too. Hazmat Pearl, a lot of options. James Todd, what do you think about the Equinox for someone newer? I don't recommend it for someone newer. It's a lot of ball for someone who's brand new. I recommend a week like Hustle or Tropical Surge or something like that for newer bowlers. Also, thank you for the follow, James. Appreciate it. Gabriel, I got a Ghost Energy Strabango. Should I pair it with ice cream? No. Do not put caffeine with ice cream. That's a terrible idea, dude. There's no way that's going to be good. There is no shot. Darren on Facebook, what's going on? Do urethanes make as big of a difference to the lane as we all suggest? Yes, they do. They 100% do. They transition the lane differently than anything else. So they make the pattern longer and usually a little bit tighter, which makes it usually more difficult. It can make it easier. Very much can make it easier at times. But a lot of the time it makes it a little more difficult. It makes a pattern just longer at the end of the day. But yes, they do matter a lot. I am trying to figure out a way to actually make a true test to showcase like carry down from different urethane balls and then to test them, but I have no idea how. The only idea I had is I got to contact Turbo. So if anyone has a contact at Turbo, let them know ZVL would love to do a video with them. That's because they have the place and they actually have the equipment to actually do it. I don't know anyone else that does. James Campbell, any recommendations on a ball I can get that will mimic a super smooth controllable ball that is early that I can use on House Shot from SPI? I would go a Origin EX. Origin EX is exactly what you're saying. Super smooth, controllable, still pretty early from Storm. So I think that one would hit pretty well. DJ, I have the Storm Nova, then the Optimal Idol, then Attention Star. Any recommendations to swap out or add to my arsenal? If you still like the Nova, I'd keep it. As a lefty, I'd go with a ball below the Idol. Something like an IQ Tour, Summit Ascent. If you want a different brand, a Turbo X could be pretty good. Any of those could work pretty well. Vatican, would you say the Deviate Heckler is worth it? I don't know. That's a tough question. I think it's good. I think it's $100 good. I think it's worth $100. It's a unique ball, so I think it was good. I think it was just kind of ignored a little too quickly. But that's a lot of the Brunswick stuff because they have a lot of bowling balls release every year, unfortunately. Vision, if Hammer doesn't release a Pearl version of the Tour, what current ball of theirs could fit that role? Probably the Hazmat Pearl is your best bet. Gonna be the closest you can get. And Alex in TikTok chat loves the Hazmat Pearl, so it's a good ball. It's a really good ball. Matthew, my identity is 5 by 3.5 by 5. I think Belmo's is 5 by 5 by 5. Yeah, most of the pros just pick a generic 5 by 5 by 5 layout on their stuff, but yours will be a little bit stronger, is what it'll be. Two-handed bowler, what's up? I'm starting to hate my phase AI. The ball hooks so early. That's what I ran into. That is exactly what I ran into with that ball. It wants to hook super early until you get it on oil, then it wants to never hook. It's a very bipolar bowling ball, which is kind of disappointing. Ricky, I meant like the ion. Yeah, okay, we hit that one, Ricky. Darren, can you do a video that hasn't been done by anyone? I.e., how do you go from a fairly average release to a high rev rate release? What did you do? Ooh. That would be a tough video. I have not really dabbled in the tutorial videos of like coaching or like form stuff yet. I want to. I'm planning on it. I just need to figure out how. So that is something that could be coming. But I have a couple other ideas for videos. I mean, we have a lot of videos on this channel that no one's really done. Copper Drop, for example, all the Arsenal stuff, like best 6-ball Arsenal, any of that stuff. But coaching stuff I haven't gotten into yet. I want to, but I haven't quite yet. I'm hoping to soon. Paul D, we hit. Steve, a local pro shop, had a used Vaporize and GB5. Both are really good. I think those are really good bowling balls, Vaporize especially. The Vaporize is a ball you will never find on sale. I always want to get another one because I have a plugged one. I bought it used from someone in Missouri, and I want another because the ball's really good, but I haven't been able to find one for cheap. I don't want to spend $190 on it, but I might have to in due time if it gets discontinued. I don't think it will soon, though. Corey, I thought you said the Physics Blackout was a great ball. I did. Oh, I 100% did. It doesn't mean it's selling well, but good bowling balls don't always sell well. Physics Blackout is a good example. Summit Ascent, really good example. I think the Summit Ascent was awesome. It didn't sell. It just didn't. Unfortunate, but it didn't. Ties Bowling, thoughts on 4.5 by 3 by 2 on a Ruby? Yeah, I think that's okay. I like it. Revs, if you saw my question, I missed it. I have the bubblegum vibe. Did I finally get a weekend smooth ball? Yeah, I did hit that one. Yeah, it's probably a little too sharp for that, but yeah, it could be good. Dan, if they want to bowl tough patterns, they can join a Sport Shot League. I only get a bowl once a week and want to have fun instead of having to grind out 190. Exactly. That's my biggest thing, and that's what Sweep the Rack and is like. They don't think about. They think about the really good pro-esque guys. Like, that's not the majority. It's not the majority of bowlers at all. So that's why I'm very much like, keep the house shot easy. The easier, the better. Vatican, what would you say are your top 3 balls of 2024 and 2025? 2024, we had a video on it. We had the Theorem. We had the Scorpion Strike. We had I think the Ion Max was on there. We had a couple extras. So that one is tough. 2025, I had my best new 6-ball Arsenal come out. The Zen is definitely on there. Black Widow Mania is really good. I think the Equinox is very, very good. Evoke Hysteria is high up there. So yeah, those are a couple of the good ones. Kenneth, thoughts on 40 by 5 by 30 on the High Road 40? That's actually a really good layout for it. I like that. Hey, Don Clifton, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. We're about 14 minutes behind chat. Apologies for that. SH, my PSO drilled the thumb hole on my Jackal EX through the Jackal logo. Oh, no. That's rule 1 of a pro shop. You don't drill into the logo. No. It's okay if you do. It just makes it look bad. Like, I had to do that with my old theorem that I'm throwing out, and I had to take out the T and the H. So it's an earem. It's not even a theorem anymore. Sea Lance, unfortunately, it's a catch-22 of bowling, and bowling alleys need to make money. Easier lane conditions mean more fun. Absolutely. The goal is fun. It's a hobby. It's a sport that you're going to pay money for. You usually want to have fun. You don't want to go and hate yourself for it, like for when you're there. David Price, how's the Lethal Venom compared to the Ion Pro? Lethal Venom is way earlier and smoother than the Ion Pro. Jaybird, how do you feel about the Road Warrior and the Turbo X after the Phase 2? I like that a lot. I think that's a good combo. That's the perfect ordering for them too. Ken Lens Clips, recommendation for a layout. Pin down for a strong solid. Low tilt and have an undrilled hyperdrive. Pin down layout, you want to go like, if you're going on a hyperdrive, go like 40 by 5 by like 70. I think is a good option. 40, even 40 by 4.5 by 70 too could work too. Sealand's trying to follow you on TikTok, but it's acting up. Oh, I'm sorry for that. TikTok sometimes does that. Watson, do you think layouts matter on house shots? Yes, absolutely. 100% they do. Yep. Dan Craig's Cooking. What do you think about the bubblegum bowling ball? I think it looks good. I think it looks really good. It's a typical weekend vibe. So nothing special. It's not the greatest ball ever, but it's a Pearl vibe. It hooks late. It's angular. That's about it. Tiger, you give more information in a short amount of time. Keep it going. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Matthew, bowling is so fun though. I started in January and I've shot a 242 and like almost 2,200 games. Exactly. That's the awesome part about it. I love watching it too. Are you a fan of the house bowling? I don't watch them much anymore. I don't watch a lot of their quirky stuff, mainly because I just don't have much time for a lot of bowling content. Like I do a lot of research and like bowling review stuff and videos like that. So I don't really get to a lot of the quirky videos like him, 220 average when he's actually posting. I don't get many videos of. I try to, when I have the time to watch YouTube stuff, I try to focus a lot on the ball reviews and stuff. Paul D, thank you for the answer. Hope your week goes well. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Wesley, USBC Open Championships equipment, Ion Max, EJ Jekyll, Lethal, Phase 2, GV5 Pearl, Stealth Mode Pearl, Hammer, Reactive. A lot of smooth stuff. Tons and tons of smooth things, which is really cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Ivan, you're going to be at Junior Gold. I'm unfortunately not going to be at Junior Gold this year. I really wanted to, but because I was gone last week, I probably shouldn't take more time off of work. Might not be the best idea because I'd have to leave like, I would love to do, there's a Pro-Am this weekend for the PWBA event that's going on tomorrow night. I would love to go to that, but I would have to leave at like noon, which is a little unfortunate. House hack. You don't want to watch 220 drill a ball while sledding down a mountain? Surprisingly, I don't. Surprisingly, I that's not my cup of tea. But a lot of people love it, so that's awesome. Bowling Brian, what are your thoughts about the Origin speed dominant one-handed righty? I think that's one of the best balls in the market right now. I think it's I love my Origin. I think it's a really good ball, especially for speed dominant bowlers. Rev dominant, it's not that needed. Speed dominant, it's good. Doug Smith, is the Venom Shock a good ball down from Ethereum hybrid? Between Ethereum and my Maxwell? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Ricardo, new bowler here. I got a Hustle Glow and Endeavor and a Harsh Reality Solid. Any suggestions? Hustle Glow with an Endeavor and a Harsh Reality. I'd recommend something a little stronger than that. Go like, you could go like a Hammerhead, a Troublemaker Solid could be really good, actually. You go like a Rockstar, a Phase 2. That could all work well. Liddy, is a Black Widow 3.0 good for a lower rev bowler? Yes, that is going to be the best spot for it, especially with where you said. Chris, gotta go. Great live chat. Oh, absolutely. Thanks for hopping in, Chris. Thanks for the two-handed tips. I'll work on keeping my shoulders open at the line. I'm a big guy, so turning my body to keep my shoulders open will be fun. I feel that. Don't worry. I won't worry about that. I get it. Steve, okay, for the Vaporize, drill one-hand lefty or two-hand righty. That's up to you, Steve. That, if you have multiple styles, it's really whatever you're most comfy with. Mike Emmert, would the Track Paragon Shadow be a good replacement for my Conspiracy? It's going to be a lot more angular, but yes, it can be a really good replacement for your Conspiracy. Definitely. Let's see. Ghost Orange Cream and Vanilla Ice Cream. I mean, I don't know, Gabriel. Caffeine with ice cream just doesn't sound good to me. I mean, maybe it is, but it just doesn't to me. James, I'm sorry I had to leave the live for a minute. Did you see my question? I did. I don't remember. Oh, there it is. What do you think of the Equinox for someone newer? I don't think it's a good new bowling ball for somebody. I think like Hustles and Raws and Tropical Surges are better if you're a new bowler. RJ, I love a good sail. Don't know why people don't like the level. Should I get a new blue? I mean, the new blue is a good house shot ball. It's a weak and smooth ball. It's what people want urethane to be on a house shot. Like, if you don't want to throw urethane on a house shot, which you shouldn't, this is the ball to get. And if you throw urethane on a house shot, get a new blue. It's going to be better for you. It's going to be more reactive. It's going to be able to go through the pins better. Delivery to Joe. If serious bowlers want a serious challenge, they have travel league, sport league, and tournaments. Leave casual leagues out of it. Don't scare off the newbies. That's where I'm at. Like, that's one of the things with bowlers is a lot of them really like to there's a subset of them who like want to make the sport like very exclusive. Like, they want it to be hard. Let's bowl on only flat patterns and all this other stuff. Like, was it fun like when that was the case in the 60s, 70s where getting a 200 was crazy? Yeah, that was. It's also fun now. It's just the game has evolved. That's simply how it is. Was baseball fun when people were throwing 65 miles an hour? Yes. Is baseball fun now that people are throwing 102? Yes. Just the game evolves over time. It's how it is. So yeah, I think do not touch leagues. Let leagues do what they do. Let house shots be what they are. Those guys do like to complain a lot, though. They do enjoy their complain sessions, which it's always wild that they got so big off of complaining, but that's how kind of the internet works sometimes. Josh, I don't understand why anyone cares. We all bowl in the same stuff. So if it's easy, you got to score high. Exactly. And as a tournament guy, like if it turns into a carry contest, like, ooh, you left a bone 8-pin in a bad spot. That's the sport we play. That happens in tournaments all the time. That happened to me this weekend where I had a chance to make money at one point. I had a 3-bagger going. I boned an 8-pin. Ended up losing it. That sucks. It hurts. How it is. There's other shots that I could have thrown better before that to actually be safe in the cut. Like, it's the sport we play. It's the sport we play. Matthew, how will I know if I'm going to like a ball before buying it? Bro's just going to say, watch CVL. Yes, he is. All jokes aside, should I watch the people that bowl like me? I recommend watching as many reviews as you can to find as much information as you can about it. Try to understand who likes it, what the ball is best for, like what kind of oil patterns, what kind of bowlers. Try to find people that are similar to your style, maybe bowling on a shot similar to what you bowl on. And then it's always an educated guess. So use your resources is what I always say. There's a lot of good places online. There's a lot of good ball reviewers. There's a lot of good other people who aren't ball reviewers who don't get equipment for free, but also know way too much about bowling balls. Otherwise, there's articles. Bowling This Month has some great stuff. There's other written things. There's a ton of good ways to know, to kind of try to help understand what the ball does. And then your pro shop is always the best one as the next option. Your pro shop guy will always generally has your best interests in mind. So that's always a good one to go to also. Gabriel, if I drill my effect pin down as a low rev player, will it be the same reaction due to dot? No, dot technology still matters what the layout is. All dot technology is it means that you can drill through the pin and it's fine. Now you can drill through the pin anyway, but dot just means it doesn't break the warranty. Dot doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal, but it's going to be smoother and actually later than if you would drill it pin up. Let's see. Liddy, what's a good step up from the Maxwell hybrid? Phase 2 or IQ AI? I would go phase 2. I think the IQ AI is going to be similar spot that it hooks down lane. SH, Michael Jordan or LeBron? Man, you're going to make people hate me with this. Now, for everyone watching, please do not click away from the stream when I say this. I want to also preface, I am a 2000s kid. I grew up watching one of these players. The other player I didn't grow up watching, which is why I pick LeBron. I'm a LeBron stan. I'm a King James guy. I'm sorry. Please don't click away from the stream because I said that. Gavin Newsom, I figured out a way to increase speed and revs last week. That's awesome. I'm struggling for my current balls to hook. Can you recommend a bigger hooking 3-ball arsenal? If you're 18 miles an hour and 500 revs, it's interesting that you can't get a ball to hook. Yeah, let me know what you have, Gavin. Machine. No, go back to beginner leagues, intermediate leagues, more competitive. Max handicap at 50, nothing over 300. I can't really agree with that. Like, we already have bowling centers already have a hard time filling leagues. So having different levels is a little tough, especially if you have to like, so I'm gonna give story time, right? I played slow pitch softball the last couple of years. And they had 3 different leagues. What happened? Nobody wanted to be in the top league. Not a soul wanted to be in that top division. So that league died. That league gone. Because everybody, no matter your skill level, wanted to be in the beginner or the intermediate because they didn't want to play at 120%. I mean, they were using that as their time to get a little exercise, drink some drinks with some friends, and just hang out. And so it ended up destroying that top division. So you had all these amazing players in an intermediate or beginner division. And that's really what would happen if we put that into play. And really, I think one of the really good things with League is new bowlers being able to bowl with people that average 220, 230. That's one of the coolest things as a new bowler. You hop into League and you see a 300. I actually had, so I'm in a work league and I shot a 300 in like early January with a Jackal Onyx. It was the first games out of box. Ball's really good. But I had a guy on my pair who just started. It's his first night at league, first time ever bowling a bowling league. And he was just struck like, wow, someone threw a perfect game against me. That is incredible. And people love to see that because like, if he can do it, I want to try to do that. That looks awesome. And then you get people actually wanting to practice, go to league, all that. But if you cap it at like the best bowler in your league is at 140 average, you never are like, man, I really want to be that. Because like you could probably do that pretty easily, but it's a 230 bowler. You want to really, it makes you want to push a little bit further. Let's see, where were we at? I did see bowling mill, caffeine float. That sounds terrible. No. James, I would say my average is around 170. Okay. And lefty. Nice. Awesome. And lefty. Let me check. And you said, what do you think about the storm? Yeah, if you're 170, you're not newer, which is good. So then I think an Equinox could be okay. I thought you were brand new, James, where like you haven't started league or like you just picked up bowling or something like that. But in that case, yeah, I like that. LeBon Bon. You going to junior gold? I am not going to junior gold, unfortunately. I will not be there. I don't have any companies that invited me out or anything like all the pros and other people that are going there. And then it's just, I took a couple days off last week at work. Probably shouldn't take more off this week. Probably not a great idea. I'd love to. I really want to be there. Had a cool plan if I was going, but unfortunately it just doesn't work out. Gabriel, hockey or baseball? Oh, I'm a hockey kid. Or no, I'm not. I'm a baseball kid. Baseball through and through. Let's see. Where were we at over here? Jesse, hey, I got a question about my 4-ball arsenal. I want you to rate it. Yeah, just shoot it away, Jesse. FML. In a 6-ball tournament arsenal, what kind of balls would you recommend for a 2-hander if you're locked in having to use a spare ball in urethane? Then I always recommend like a strong smooth, strong sharp. Then I would go a medium smooth and then either a medium sharp or weakened sharp. One or the other, whatever you prefer. Hey, Gandhi, what's going on? How many games does urethane ball last? Forever. Urethane balls don't absorb oil. The reason regular bowling balls wear out is because they absorb oil, where urethanes don't. So you're good to go. They will last till the end of time. Kind of, hit or miss. Maybe a couple 100 years, not till the end of time. We haven't tested that yet. Give us a couple 100 years to test that theory. But no, they're good to go. They don't get bad. Gavin, I have a Tropical Surge Solid and a Hustle Ink. I used to be 14 miles an hour, 400 revs. Okay. Yeah, so Tropical Surge Solid and Hustle Ink. Yeah, those are going to be very weak. So you're going to want to step up from that. You're going to want like a I think a Rockstar or a Phase 2 could be really good for you, Gavin. Something a lot stronger. Bayou, any advice on dealing with birthday party carry down? It seems like over the summer, my center either isn't stripping the lanes before running them or just not running them. That is a very good possibility. That is one of the hardest things to do. At that point, you just can't really bowl for score and you got to work on just like practice. Like, don't care about what you're doing. Try to play either really straight or really far left. But then just work on like your hand position and your approach, your release, things like that. That's It's very tough to actually get good practice in when the pattern is disgustingly painful. Machine, paying 27 bucks a night to bowl in league. The winner of the league is 4 women with 120 averages. That's awesome. Good for them. They bowled better. That's always what I'll say in those situations is like, that's great for them. They, I mean, more power to them. They bowled well in the stretch and did well. So that's one of the tougher things with bowling. Like, yeah, that's one of the cooler things and the tougher things. Like, should you get like something for being an overall better bowler? Yes, but that's why handicap is either 80% or 90%. A 200 average bowler always has an advantage on a 180 bowler, even when it's handicapped, because they get more, they have less pins added to them, or they have more pins added to them because you only take 90% of that average. So that's awesome. I'm really, really happy for them that they bowled well down the stretch and won. That's super cool. That means they're probably getting to be better throughout the year, and they're going to be staying in bowling for a while. So that's overall a good thing. Liddy, should I learn to get spares with my weakest ball or use a spare ball? I always recommend a spare ball, but it's really up to you. A lot of people like throwing their reactives, and that's awesome. I just recommend plastic. I think it's a little more consistent. You don't have to change your release up, and changing your release in bowling is tough. Enrique, what's your average? Well, I just found this out because I never know my average. I was at 215 last year. 215 last year. So I was at 230 a couple years ago with a different house shot. We are getting a new house shot this year, which is awesome. Found out designed by Kegel, which is great. So if we can get that under control, it could be pretty good. We might even get to 217. Look out, world. Look out. Corey, is this a good arsenal for League? Origin, Venom Shock, Vibo, Jackal Onyx, Zen 25, and a purple hammer urethane. Origin, Venom Shock, Vibo, Onyx, Zen. It's a stronger arsenal, Corey, but it could be really good. I think it could be good. Jesse, I would like you to rate and discuss. Yeah, Jesse, just you said that, just send it away and I'll be able to hit it. Steve, I played softball for fun and I called it Hero Ball. Teams that should be in a higher league, but they'd be mid. But they dominate in the rec league, hence Hero Ball. Oh yeah, 100%. That always happened. There was one year so I played baseball. I'm a pretty okay softball player. Our team was good, but it's a bunch of tech nerds because I'm in software development at an insurance company. So everyone we played with is from the tech department of that insurance company. So what would happen is like that's who we had on our team. So we didn't have the most athletic team in the world, and we went against a team. They come in full. They play tournaments, full tournament jerseys. We're in the bottom division because we are there for drinking afterwards, and then the softball is a fun second thing going on. And they scored 27 runs in the second inning against us. I think it was. I believe at one point there was 9 shots that were off the fence, and we couldn't do anything. Whatever we did, they were smoking us. So they got bumped up to the next division right when that year was up. They actually tried not by purposefully losing in the finals because our league had a rule where if you win the finals 2 years in a row, you get bumped up to the next division, and they didn't want that. So they purposefully lost, which was crazy to see. Never seen that you will purposely lose just to keep beating people 30-some-0. They beat a team 90-1 at one point in the season. They refused to quit. It was so dumb. Oh, I hate when people did that. Oh, but anyways, Jaybird, I agreed. I started bowling as a hobby just to relax and hang out with family, and I joined a league to get a league discount. Long story short, I got stomped by a 220 bowler, and now I seek revenge. I need my vengeance. Gandhi, how do you like to play sport patterns? I mean, I usually start very far right for most patterns, but it really depends. It all depends on what the pattern is. Like longer patterns, you got to play inside. Shorter patterns, you got to play outside. Ricardo, in my league here, they split the players into teams based on their average. 1 over 200, 1 less than, 1 over 160, 1 under. Huh. That is interesting. I've never heard of that. That's kind of cool. Jesse, all radical, by the way, but my first ball is the Bigfoot Pearl at 2000 grit, and I have a Trailblazer Solid, Innovator Pearl, and I have a Conspiracy. Hey, that's a pretty good arsenal. Lefty 360 to 420 river. I like that. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not terrible. Yeah, I think it's pretty good right now, Jesse, especially with all radical. No, they're terrible bowlers. I mean, it's bowling. It's a hobby. Doesn't matter. They win, and they bowled better. Like if a 120 average shoots 170, they bowled better than you if you just hit your average. It's kind of my mentality when going into handicap tournaments. Like this last weekend, I averaged 225 on a 3-to-1 sport pattern. Second highest scratch score in my squad. I missed the cut by 60 pins. I needed to average 240. Like I was shocked and like wild that it was that high, but at the end of the day, I was like, handicap bowlers just popped off on that pattern. That's good for them. They probably bowled one of the best days they ever have. Great. I just need to know what I'm getting into. Gavin, how does the Jackal Goes compare to the Rockstar? It is a little bit earlier and a little bit smoother than the Rockstar. Not by much, but a little bit. Bayou, I have a ZVL chamois. It'll help you get that average up. Hey, 10 pins. I heard a little birdie say they shot 326 with this thing, with 2 of them, because they got 26 extra pins by having these. Crazy how that happens. Is it normal for people to take 6+ balls to a house shot? No. It shouldn't be. To stop normalizing bringing 10 balls to league. It's okay if you do. Bring as many as you want. Bring a truck. But no, usually people are like 3 to 5. Like for me personally, I bring 3 to 4 is my goal. Gandhi, the changes suggested by Mark Baker seem simple, but they're actually quite challenging and require a lot of hard work. Yeah, absolutely. I haven't even tried implementing them, Gandhi. I kind of disagreed a little bit with what he told me. Like, I mean, I get it. I get what he said, but I think there's other ways to fix some things, and I'm trying to just work on hand position first. I think the short term is a little better, and then in the long term, I want to fix the feet. Let's see. Where are we at here? Alex, I need to get a purple. If you bowl sport shot, you need a purple. Raul, I have a strong smooth and medium smooth ball. What should be next? I'd recommend a pearl ball. Pearl ball will be necessary with that. I average 207. I have a black widow. Nice. That's awesome. Bowling milk, you should just stop them from getting 27 runs. I should have. 100%. Yeah. No, that's fully a skill issue. Like, we fully understood that. They curb stomped us completely. And we had no way of stopping them. It hurt. No matter what we did. They could place a ball better than any team I've ever seen, I've ever played against. I've never played a tournament in slow pitch softball. I didn't even know that was a thing for a while. I'm a baseball kid who just got in because I can't play baseball as an adult. And yeah, I learned that day. We all learned that day what good softball players do. Mott's, what's your opinion on the Black Widow pink urethane? It's really good for like a game. Once there's, it does, the purple hammer does better in the long run. The pink hammer does better in the short term. I'm really good at shooting like 230 in game 1 with that with a pink widow. And then I'm really good at shooting 160 the next game. It's just how it goes. Dave, I have a hustle rip for a benchmark, a hammer axe for spares. What do you recommend for moving inside? I think a stronger pearl will be a good play. Something like a Zen could be okay. The new Ember could be okay. A Road Warrior could be okay for you, Dave. Something like that. Brian, what are your thoughts on the new Ion Pro Solid? It's a really good ball. It is super, super versatile, which is cool to see. Like with polish on it, it's very much a skid snap ball. With surface on it, it's basically a step down from a phase 2 that can play all over the lane. The biggest issue is it's $200. It's way too pricey for a ball of that caliber. A hammerhead will do you fine. A Venom Shock will do you fine. That thing you don't specifically need. Big B, for my league, the house shot has open bowling in a senior no-tap league before me. Suddenly my easy house shot is not so easy. Oh, the cool thing is, like, this is one of like the things to remember for bowling, right? A house shot, it starts as easy as it's ever going to get. It starts super easy, and then it gets harder as you bowl. The more games on it, the harder it gets. Sport shots generally start the hardest they're going to be, and then they get easier and easier and easier as you bowl, because the sport shot slowly transitions to a house shot transitions to a sport shot. is how it goes. FML, thanks for the answer. Yeah, absolutely. SH, I just applied today for college to get a software development degree. I'm nervous it's going to be hard. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Coding is it's like learning a new language, but it is very much worth it. There's a lot of good jobs, a lot of good money. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Liddy, Otani or Judge? Ooh, Otani. You gotta go Otani, right? He's a cheat code. Having one of the best pitchers who's also one of the best hitters is not fair. It's not. Jesse, with my Arsenal, what would be the move on a house shot? Where it is about 45 to 47 feet. That's an insane house shot. You're gonna want, I think you said you had a conspiracy. No, you have I'd say, yeah, conspiracy is gonna be your play then. We are going to go, it's about 7:57. We are going to go last call for any questions you guys have. So if you have any more questions, last second questions, please put them in the chat below. If you haven't, make sure to drop a follow or a subscription. It's the best way to help the channel. And then you can stay notified every time we go live because we're live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. But let's read a couple extra questions. Ricardo, planning on adding a Road Warrior and a level. Already have an Ion Max and a Black Widow hybrid. That's a good idea. I like that. It's going to be good differentiation in your arsenal. Gavin, is the Rockstar Origin EX stronger? Origin. Gandhi, how many balls does a bowler need? Technically between 1 and 1,000. It really depends. It depends what you bowl. Like if you're a house shot guy, you can be good with 2. If you're a sport shop guy, I recommend at least 6. Let's see. Let's get back up here. Hey, I got a question. Yeah, ask away. Ask away. Bowling Milk. Wait, so if you throw enough games on a sport shot, it will go to a house shot, then back to a sport shot. No, it doesn't really like do that, but like it just gets easier as you go. A sport shot will progressively get easier and easier. A house shot is progressively going to get harder and harder. Matthew Seibel, have you been paying attention to that new thing JR is working on? I haven't paid close attention. I've seen a few clips here and there that he's working on some 3D printed stuff, which is cool. Bowling tools is something that it's an area that is not touched at all. His stuff is very expensive, insanely pricey. And I know he's made videos of like, it's not and all that, but it's expensive. I have a feeling Lane Tracks, the app, is actually putting a little bit of his stuff out of business. Now, his is a lot more detailed. If you want the premium statistics on what you throw, his stuff or Specto is going to be the play. But Lane Tracks, 2X's, I think, on Lane Tracks, is actually a fantastic app to track your rev rate, your speed, where you're hitting on the lane, some of those basic stats that are really useful when trying to determine a bowling ball. So I love that he's trying to make tools. He's trying to do that instead of the ball review idea because YouTube isn't paying as well as what he's doing. So that's fine. But yeah, good for him. Hope it goes well. I haven't seen much of how it's going, but hope the best for him. Hey, I want to buy the Identity, but I don't know how it'll be on a house shot. It's good on a house shot. Asymmetrical pearls are always pretty solid on house shots. That's always one of my first recommendations for a house shot for like a seasoned bowler who has a couple bowling balls is asymmetrical pearls are usually a good play. So I think it can go well. I think it can go well. Joe, any word on a new Widow in August? There is no new Widow coming anytime soon. There'll be one in January is my guess, but that's about it. Gabriel, you playing Super Mario Mon this weekend? I'm hoping so. Since I'm not going to Junior Gold, I have the weekend free. I have a little bit of recording to do, a little bit of editing, but otherwise I got nothing this weekend, which is great. I love that after a lot of weekends of doing stuff. All right. Julius, what would you choose between a hustle versus a vibe? I like the hustle. I like the hustles a little better, but both, I mean, it's kind of even. It's kind of even. Pick your favorite color out of them, really. Jim, best app or website to illustrate how different layouts will play out on the lane? Oh. Storm has some really good videos on that, but unfortunately it's with their VLS system, which is much less common to see compared to dual angle. They have some incredible videos though, so I'd recommend Storm Bowling. Bayou Bengal, go-to Mario Kart character? Easy. Depends on the game. If we're playing Double Dash, if we're playing the Wii version, if we're playing Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart World, I am a King Boo, Petey Piranha, or Dry Bones kid. That is who I will pick 10 out of 10. One of those three, that's always my go-to. If they're not available, I get sad, and then I pick Bowser Jr. So those are always my kind of rotating list of characters. Jesse, it's an older bowling alley. Oh, okay, that's wild yet. Gavin, is the Jackal Ghost a good fresh ball league ball? Yes, for sure, for sure. Jaybird, Vaporize or Identity? Vaporize right now. The Identity, there haven't been enough reviews on it to know if it's better. The Vaporize is a tried and true one. Liddy, Widow 3.0 and a Thrill Hybrid, too much of a gap. What would fit in between? Yeah, it's a big gap. I would go like a Hazmat Pearl could fit really well there. MTB is the Rockstar the replacement for the Idol? It is, but it's a little weaker and sharper. Delivery, EJ Jackal to stealth mode or vice? Yeah, EJ Jackal first, then a stealth mode in my opinion. Steve, are bowling sandbaggers the equivalent of hero softball guys? Yes, 100% they are. Yeah, absolutely. They are literally the same people. The people who play on that hero softball team are sandbagging in league to try to make $50 extra at the end of the season. 100%. Gandhi, never missed your live sessions this year. Hey, thank you so much, Gandhi. 100% attendance from the other side of the world is crazy. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for jumping in these. Let's see. Bowling Brian, thoughts on pin down for house shot? Yeah, it can be good. It depends on the ball, but it'll make the ball weaker and smoother. And Mats, thank you so much for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate it. Dawson, my friend, is getting back into bowling. He has a Storm Night Road. Wants something similar and new. Road Warrior. Definitely a Road Warrior. Sai, would the phase shift with TX23 be a stronger phase 2 because it would fill a gap while being a unique ball? Is it solid? Then no. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be stronger. I think it'll be a little quicker down lane. Richard, I go to Nationals on the 19th and 20th. Hey, good luck. Good luck. Hope you do well out there, Richard. And Bowling Milk, U15 Junior Gold going to be scary. Hey, don't be saying you're not going to do good. Come on, just go in, open mindset, pick up your spares. Just try to hit the pocket. Don't try to strike. Just hit the pocket. Just hit the 1-3 pocket or 1-2 if you're a lefty. All right, let's see. With that, everybody, we are going to end our streams on that. So thank you guys all so much for hopping in today. Anybody going to Junior Gold, good luck out there. Have fun. I'm really excited to hear how all of you guys do. I really hope the best for you. If there's any questions you guys have, please shoot me messages on any of my platforms. I have DMs open on TikTok and Instagram. Otherwise, we do have a Discord if you guys want to join that, where you have a ton of other bowlers, over 500 other bowlers who are willing and ready to help you out in any way, in any case scenario. Otherwise, make sure to drop a follow or a sub if you're new here, so this isn't the last time we see you. Other shameless plugs, we have ZVL Bowling merch if you want to get a t-shirt, crew neck, or hoodie. Super comfy from Bowler Store. They're really nice. I'm a big fan. Very biased, but they are actually really good. A lot of people have complimented them actually, and they are softer than like the old Teespring t-shirts I was doing. But with that, we're going to say goodbye to TikTok first. TikTok, thank you guys all so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next one. And then YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Facebook, thank you guys so much, everyone who hopped in today. I don't know how many people we had. I haven't watched, I haven't looked at the overall numbers or anything for Facebook, but we will be trying to stream to Facebook every week now. I did buy a new membership for my Restream platform, so I can be streaming to 3 different places at the same time. So I hope everybody enjoyed it over on Facebook. We're going to be posting to Facebook a little bit more, but with that, we are going to call it a stream. Thank you guys all so much for hopping in. We're going to be live again next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then otherwise, I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.